A world forged in conflict, claimed as homeland by the exiles, conquered as territory by the Dominion. There is only one whose words we can trust. Geeks of Nexus.
Welcome to Geeks of Nexus. This is episode number 23 for Monday, the 2nd of November 2015. I'm your host, Drackens, here with you to talk about all the news and views in lovely Wildstar. And with me to chat about Wildstar is Jazzy. Hello, Jazzy.
Hello, hello.
How are you this week?
Sleepy.
We're both... This is a disclaimer at the top of the podcast. Both of us are suffering from a lack of sleep at the moment.
Quite.
So we might kind of lose energy towards the end. But we'll try and keep going with our focus.
Pass out in the middle.
Yes. We don't know where Akka is. He was meant to be here, but we don't know if the time difference has thrown him out. So he might join us mid-podcast. But for now, it is just us. So hello and welcome. I apologise firstly for not having a podcast last week. If you saw on Twitter, I was poorly. I was very, very poorly. I had a sore throat, runny nose, the works. It literally wiped me out for about 4 days. For 3 days, man. I couldn't even play Wildstar. That's bad.
That's super bad.
Especially during Shades Eve.
Oh.
I missed out all those Shade Silver points, but never mind. It's
priorities. Come on.
No, I should have dragged myself out of bed. But no, it's okay. I'm fine now. Still a little bit roughly, but I apologise if it, shouldn't affect the podcast. It's fine. Jazzy, how's your week been?
Fantastic. I got into the Overwatch beta.
Yay! Me too.
Yay!
We should play together. We should do a video.
Absolutely.
Oh, so does that mean your whole time has been taken up by playing Overwatch?
It's been difficult, actually, because here's the thing. Like, the day before I got my beta, I went and bought Assassin's Creed Syndicate, because I didn't want to wait 2 more weeks for the PC, and I love Assassin's Creed. So I had that, and then the next day I got Overwatch, and then I've had Rock Band 4 that I just got, like, a month ago, and I've got the Wildstar stuff going on, I had the WoW holiday stuff going on, so I'm like, all these
Where
things
do you spend your time? See, I had a similar thing because, of course, Halo came out.
Yes.
And the minute I was well enough to play any kind of computer game, I was playing Halo 5 with Tom from Britzer from Epic Geeks. So I haven't had a lot of Wildstar time. I have had enough time to do my dailies, though. Apart from the 3 days I was too poorly, I've got my dailies done, as in Shades Eve dailies. So I have got everything that I wanted to get. I've got my costume and my mount and my flares and everything else, so it's okay. There's no need to panic, people. It's fine.
Also, on top of that, I was working on the website,
so
I forgot that part.
Well, Wildstar Datacube.
Yes.
Which is officially launching next week, I believe.
Next week, yes. The hard launch is next week. You can go now, though, and look at it. There's things up there, just not all the entries are complete, so feel free.
WildStarDatacube.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, I remember, I got it right. It's quite easy to remember, really. I don't know why I was so surprised at myself.
We tried to make a name that would be easy to remember.
It's really, really easy. And also, I'll give a shout out at the same time, because it's similar to Samurai Cav, because he's updated Wildstar Core as well. Wildstar-car.com. It's now got forums and stuff. So you can go and chat about things and all that kind of stuff. So go and have a look at Wildstar-core.com and WildStarDatacube.com for all your Wildstar needs. Now, the good thing about Wildstar Datacube is you've got all the, as we've spoken about before, the pets and the mounts and the dies all kind of listed, so people can, it's like all on one page, really nicely laid out as well, really simple to see. If you're into collecting pets or mounts, it's brilliant. And you're putting
we've got plans to expand into the future into stuff like housing and achievements and like the lore books and tales and data cubes and all that. So
It's going to
definitely add more.
Very cool and handy when it's all up and running. So we look forward to seeing that. So I suppose, without further ado, we might as well just get on and get into the news of the week.
Hey, paper, read all about it. Hey, grown-up, hey, big bouncer, eat some of this news over here. Hey, chewer, this broadsheet's bigger than you. Hey, come on, guys, it's only 60 gold. Get back here.
News of the week.
This week's news, it's been a little bit quiet on the news front, hasn't it, Jazzy? We have managed to squeeze some stuff out of it. Alright, so Shades Eve, for a start, has been extended until Wednesday. Due to a slight hiccup, they brought it down a bit too early.
Yeah, I don't know if you logged in that day, but I logged in, I was like, wait, something's wrong.
It's not the second already, is it?
It's just gone. Everybody's freaking out.
All disappeared, and there was probably some people that were thinking like, oh, I've got another day to get that one last thing that I need. And they came on and they were like, no!
Well, it was weird that it was gone on Halloween, so that was like even more like... Okay.
One day you really wanted it to be there.
Yeah.
And it went. Slight technical hiccup. But it's okay. They kind of redeemed themselves and came up and put a message on the forums. So we're extending it till Wednesday to try and make up for it. And then they still can't win because there's people on the forums going, well, a little bit overkill, isn't it, doing it till Wednesday? I'm like, come on, give them a break.
You're mad that they're extending it? I mean, don't do it the extra day then. Like,
give them a break.
I don't know.
Yeah. So you've got a few extra days to get your Shade Silver and get your things and your bits and bobs. And and that's it. How did you find the holiday then? Let's talk about it, because obviously the last podcast when we did our Shades Eve special, it was all just starting, wasn't it? Now we're at the end of Shades Eve. What's your kind of overall view of the holiday itself, our very first holiday in Wildstar?
I enjoyed it. I definitely think there's room for it to grow, but being its first year, I think that they definitely accomplished a lot. I really rather enjoyed the expedition. Once I, learned the maze and wasn't super frustrated with that.
Once you worked out how to get gold every time, it was like...
Yes.
I did
like that.
I don't know about you, but I didn't like joining up with the groups because I'd worked out myself how to get gold each time. If I did it with a group, someone normally messed up and I was like, no, stop it.
Well, the thing that I started doing after a while is either I'd go through the maze and get to that first little checkpoint and then have people come in because it would port them to you there, or I would just finish it and then just have people come in at the end before I jumped in that last checkpoint.
Good plan. I like that. So, did you get everything that you wanted? It's like Christmas, isn't it? Did you get everything you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really big on the costumes, so I wasn't really going for those, which were some of the big expensive pieces or would take up most of your Shade Silver. But I got, from drops in the instance, I got the Angel's hair piece, which is glorious on a Chua, so I guess I should at least have that. I think I got Jack Shade's pants. I got the pants and one other piece. I want to say maybe gloves, but... Yeah, and I had the big thing that I wanted was one piece of each of the housing decor, and I did get all that and the mounts.
That's nice. I got most of my housing decor through the expedition, and but I had to. I got the locks as well. I think I got the locks. I wasn't that keen on the angel costume. I'll be honest. It looked a bit weird on my Aurin. But having said that, the Jack Shades outfit looked awesome. My Aurin looks awesome.
I think it depended on your race, because the locks look amazing on the Chua, because you can do so much with that in other costumes, but the full costume just looked kind of odd. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But still, it's all fun and games. I got my shadeling. That was the most important thing. Had to get my shadeling.
So I have a story with that. Remember last time when we talked about this, I said I was going to save all my stuff and not buy anything till the end, right?
Yes.
And because it all could drop in the dungeon. Well, I broke my own rule, and I went and bought the shadeling.
See where this is going.
I went and bought the shadeling pet, and then the next run I did, the pet dropped.
Typical.
I was like, really? This is what I get for breaking my own rule.
It's a bit like that other thing that I forgot to mention at the top of the podcast with the Spider Rider.
Yeah.
You have a story about the Spider Rider too. And, and those of you that listened to the last podcast will know that I've spent an awful lot of money trying to get that Spider Rider. An awful lot of money.
So, I finally went and spent my first bit of money on the cash shop because real life had sucked to this point. And now I finally had some extra money. So I bought some fortune coins because I thought it'd be fun. There's some cool things in there. So I bought the pack of 9. And I think it was my 8th one, I'm pretty sure. I got the Spider Rider mount on my 8th one.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see my face at that point. I am not impressed,
Staring
Carbine.
daggers at
I'm
me.
not impressed. I hate to think how much money I've spent on Encoin trying to get that thing. I still haven't got it. It's on the auction house now for about 90 plat, but I'm like, just refuse, because what's going to happen, of course, is that I'll buy it on the auction house, then the frigging thing will drop, won't it?
But then you'll have 90 more plat, right?
I suppose I could sell it. I could sell it for 100 plat, couldn't I? And then,
Yeah, there you go.
try and make a £10 point. I have everything else that you can get from Madame Faye's. I've got loads of stuff on the auction house I'm trying to sell because I've got too many of the things. But not the Spider Rider. I'm pretty annoyed. Really annoyed.
I've always been like that in MMOs. I get extremely lucky with drops and things that I want most of the time. I have extremes. Like, I'll get extremely lucky and get all the things I want, or it'll take years for me to get something I want.
Oh, it will happen. It will happen. I know it will. Just not today. Not now. Oh well, never mind. We'll see. So yeah, I think I pretty much got everything I wanted. Got the mount. I think the mount for me dropped in the expedition, and then I got the side flares, which look awesome on the Warpig, Halloween Warpig. Looks very, very cool.
I've been saving those ones because I think I'm gonna sell those in a couple months for a nice turnaround.
Nice, yes, when they're completely rare, no one else has got them. So what do you think next year? Do you think they're gonna put out the same mounts and costumes, or they come up with new mounts and costumes? And what about the expedition? Any thoughts that they might change it? Because other MMOs generally have the same thing over and over again, don't they, each year?
I feel like the expedition will probably be the same, or there might be like a slight variation on it, but I mean, that's the story, so I don't know. I think the costumes will absolutely stay there because those are like the main central characters of the whole Shades Eve thing. So I feel like the costumes aren't going to go anywhere, but maybe like the other pieces, the mounts and the decor and stuff will change.
And if they had a slightly different colour for the mounts, like, you know, so you can sort of... it might be so they can make extra money, because like, well, you bought the green one last year, now have the red one. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I hope they don't, but I could see that. I would hope that they'd make something unique every year, you know. They could. Yeah. They've always been really creative with the stuff they do. So
and that's how they'd maximise their profits as well, isn't it? By making new stuff every year for the shop. Yeah. But we'll see. It's all new, isn't it, this free-to-play malarkey. So who knows at the moment, who knows. Yeah, so that's Shades Eve. Still there for a couple of days. Enjoy. Get your stuff. And let us know what you think as well. Just hit us up on the Twitter or comment below this YouTube. If you've got any criticisms or things that you think they can improve on for next year, then let us know. And we'll go from there. Of course, we also had the Hoverboard Z Pre-Invitational. Nearly didn't say that very well, but it came out in the end. Which is one of my favourite things in Wildstar ever so far, being a big hoverboard fan that I am. And of course I did get the Ledorian hoverboard, which everyone was saying was too expensive. But there we are. I spent my money. I'm broke this month already, mainly because of Wildstar. But did you hop on and have a go at some of these races?
Oh yeah, I did it every day on 3 characters.
Me too. I got my outfit. I was going around looking like Marcy McFly. It was awesome.
So I found out that I missed something though because I wasn't really paying attention. Because I asked Moose, you know, Mr. Housing Man. Yeah. I kept seeing all these people with like this lightning bolt thing on their housing plot. I was like, where is everyone getting that? And he's like, oh, that's a thing that came from the Z-Pre. He said it looked like one of the consumable things. I was like, no.
Oh, did you not get it? Oh, no.
I didn't even look because I thought that's what it was. The thing that like made you go fast on all of them.
No. It was a little lightning bolt. And I had that on around my Shades Eve pumpkin display with the trick-or-treating. I had the little lightning coming down.
So I'm sad about that. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. In fact, I was doing it even beyond just the daily quest. Like I was running around just like doing it because it was that much fun.
They have to bring it back. We have to pester them, people, to bring it back. But and the other thing is, of course, is housing decor items. They need to do that. Some of the speed boosts and things that are actually, in the races, if they could allow us to have that in the housing, that would be amazing.
The only thing I can see, though, like, I saw people asking for that, but the housing plots are so small, and think about, like, how fast those things make you go.
But you could go
Like,
up.
you're just gonna go running into a wall.
You could just going up, but people are very,
Yeah.
people make use of their space. I'm sure
I
it
can
would
see
be
them
fine.
doing, like, a scaled-down version of that stuff.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't have to
guess.
make you go quite as fast.
Yeah, because you just go flying across your plot in, like, 3
Straight
seconds.
into the wall.
Yeah, you were going across an entire zone in less than a minute. Like, we have to think about that.
I'm sure they could
So-
scale the speeding down. Look,
Yeah.
they took away our sprint function for the hoverboard races.
Yeah.
So this would give us some speed boosts. It would be kind of cool. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see. And Wildsweave has done some data mining for another possible holiday. We obviously know the Christmas event's coming up, but My Little Pony is what I put down there in my show notes. For those people who haven't seen it, if you head along to wildweave.net, have a look under latest content, you'll see they've done a data mining holiday Valentine's Day. So they've found some items that they think might pertain to Valentine's Day. Of course, this is data mining. We don't know if it's true or not. It might not ever happen. But if it does, they do have a a My Little Pony. I'm
That's
actually going to
horrible.
see if I can...
Why, Wildstar? Why?
I'm going to put a little screen region up just for the people on YouTube so that they can see this. I think it's important that we share the love. There we go. So it's an equivar, but it's purpley kind of colour with blue hair, purple flowers. I don't know, sparkly stars on the back. It is My Little Pony, isn't it? It's a My Little Pony equivar.
I mean, it basically is. I mean, I guess I can't be too mad since, they have a fat cat that eats you and jumps around and
hang
makes
on.
awesome
Akka's,
noises.
Akka's joining us. There's Akka. So hello, we're back. We took a short break because Akka has arrived.
Hello.
You were right in the middle of us talking about the My Little Pony equivar.
Sweet. Yeah.
Valentine's Day, which was, he has similar to hair to you. Yeah, the My Little Pony. So,
I actually used to use this shampoo that they use for horses called mane and tail, because it's like this it's like for like big, thick, luxurious hair. And because, as I said, I very much attuned to horses because I want to be a horse. And it's like, cool, man. So I'm using like horse shampoo. And it's like, because my hair is literally that big and mane-like. So it's like,
well, Jazzy's
strange.
not too keen on this My Little Pony mount. What are your thoughts on it?
For shame.
Are we all of the same ilk? I don't know. I think some people will love it. It's gonna be one of those things. It's a bit like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it.
It's gonna be the same people that love Glitter Kitty Hoverboard. It's the same people.
At least
They
it
are
knows.
catering. They're catering to the brony audience like myself, so that's cool.
At least it knows its
The
target
tiny
audience.
brony
Yes.
audience.
This is the thing, isn't it? It
Whatever
knows
makes
its
them money.
Exactly. And of course there was also the little puppy or cat, little pink
Yeah,
cat, kitty
little
with
little adorable kitty.
starry eyed. Now you can't not like that, surely, Jazzy.
That was adorable. Absolutely adorable, and I will probably buy that.
Hearts in its eyes. Well, technically someone
His
else should buy it
fur
for you.
is hearts all over it.
I know. It's
They
so
do
cute.
have really cute pets.
It looks
I
very,
know.
very sweet.
They did that on purpose. In a way, I'm
Yeah.
mad at them, but in a way, it's genius. They made everything in the game into a baby, and everyone loves babies and tiny
Baby.
things.
I
go buy it.
baby.
This is
You're like,
very
oh my
true.
gosh, little teeny thing of the thing that I've been killing forever.
Oh.
I mean, did you
kill
really
your mummy,
think
but
that
not
they
you.
could make Metal Ma adorable? Because that is my favorite pet.
They have managed
Yes.
to do it.
Exactly.
That's
Oh,
kind of like
for
the beauty of the aesthetic for Wildstar when they chose this, is that when they want to make something cute, they can go all 9 yards out, like, and double it. Like, they can just really go hardcore on the cute if they want to make something cute.
They are.
Because of like the kind of cartoony look of it, they can just go like, all right, we're gonna make something cute. Let's make it really cute.
Just give it the big eyes. That's all they need to do, really, isn't it? The big,
much.
cute eyes. And just bring up another screen region for the other little bits and pieces that we supposedly might be able to get on this supposed holiday at Valentines that we don't know is going to happen or not because it's all data mined. We have got a mic, little mic, like a karaoke mic type thing.
Ooh,
And a little
karaoke, nice. I love karaoke.
a little weird looking plushie with a heart on
It's a
it.
Skeech. It's a Skeech holding a heart.
Yeah, but it just looks weird, doesn't it? Let's face it. It's like slightly odd. I don't know. I think if my partner gave me something looking like that for Valentine's Day, I'm not sure I'd be very happy.
You killed the mood, sweetheart. You killed the mood.
There's quite a few little plushies. There's a few plushies. That's my favourite. That little one there. Little I don't even know what it is. What is that one? It's like I can't.
The Yeti?
Yeti. That's it. It's a Yeti. It's a bit of a mangled Yeti.
Yeah.
A Yeti with a heart.
Yeah, it was a Skeech, a Stem Dragon, and a Yeti, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stone Dragon is also purple with a heart on the bum by the look of it. And the Yeti that looks like it's seen better days. And the
Can
bed.
we talk about the bed?
That's what's just come up next is the bed. Go on, what are your thoughts on the bed then?
It has a Chua cherub. How amazing is that?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, appease
We'll
the
own
chewers.
this.
Appease the chewers.
Chua cherubs. That is the best.
I know.
Well, and the cool, like, one of the cool things I think about all this, like, hearts and cool stuff that they're doing, too. I mean, obviously some of it looks very Valentine's Day, but I think we're going to open it up to see those, like, really creative types doing some Alice in Wonderland stuff.
Yes. Yes.
I think we'll see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be great to have like an actual like Alice in Wonderland themed like holiday, just like for the hell of it? Like it's like a holiday that isn't actually connected to a real world one. They're just like, well, let's just make a Wildstar Alice in Wonderland themed holiday. It's like, yes,
They
you
have
like
the cave.
top hats, you know.
Yeah, they have the
that's
cave.
awesome.
Maybe you
Cave.
walk through the cave to get to it, and it just opens up into this little festival or something. There you go.
Yeah, and
Nice.
it's
My
like some like,
idea.
real trippy instance or something, you know, like you can like get like special top hats and have tea with really crazy. What do they call the rabbits in like ribbits or
Jabbits.
Jabbit? Or Lop?
jabbits? Yeah, jabbits. Yeah,
Or
okay,
lops.
jabbits. Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
Idistinio will like this bed. With his chewer.
Yeah.
He will love this. If we were doing the housing competition and that bed was there, he'd be on it. And probably naked with his chewer.
Every Chua has a naked costume set. And yes, I do too.
Well, there's nothing really to kind of see though, because they're all just fur, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
if a Chewa's naked, it's just like, well,
And they're asexual, so, you know.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of like a Discworld with like its dwarves with like they're like sexes that like both sexes kind of look the same. They just kind of casually find out what sex the other one is to actually reproduce.
Yeah. The less we talk about chewer reproduction, the better, I think.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Oh god, yeah.
My dog's just come to see me. He looks a bit like a chewer. But also, there was a little pink pillow, of course, last but not least, that was found. Just to finish off with a little pink pillow. So it looks like, potentially, we've got the Christmas holiday coming up and then Valentine's Day holiday.
That'd be amazing.
So, and you never know, maybe an Easter one. You never know.
I'd say that.
Really cool.
I reckon so. You heard it here first, folks. We're predicting an Easter holiday.
Easter. Yeah, actually, it would be weird if they like passed on Easter because there's so much Wildstar goofiness they could do with Easter. Like,
Easter Lops.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot holiday, let's face it.
There was some other stuff that was data mined too that's like 4th of July summer type stuff. So definitely know we have at least that to look forward to.
I think they're going to be all out on holidays now.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Hey,
Sure.
you know what? How about this for an idea for Easter? It's like a giant lop world boss for Easter. Like they're just like hopping around the landscape, and you gotta like get together to kill the giant lop.
Like beat the eggs out of it or something.
Like launches like chocolate eggs at you.
Talking of ideas, of course, we have to promote the Geeks of Nexus loverboard that we'd like Wildstar or Carbine to put into the Valentine's Day holiday. So if you are into this, then I think Beholter once started the hashtag loverboard. So just get onto the devs and go make it. It's a 2-person mount. See, first 2-person mount in Wildstar. I think it should happen.
Do you think that would be a hoverboard though? I feel like they do that more as like a...
It would be the couple board.
Well,
bike or something.
It doesn't have... Well, the loverboard works. That's the trouble.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to step on your dreams.
The word's loverboard. It can be a sit-down hoverboard. It can be a sit-down hoverboard. I don't know how they do it. It just has to work.
I'd love to have a 2-person mount. That'd be great.
Exactly. So make it happen, Carbine. Hashtag loverboard. All the way. So
turn it into like a bed so the couple can just like lie down and have their fun, and it just like flies around. It's like a flyable bed.
Flyable bed.
You can do whatever you want in it, and it flies.
I'm a bit worried actually what people might do in it.
Yeah.
but there we are. But thank you very much, Wildsweave, for doing that and putting it up. If you want to have a look at those little images and read more about it, then go to wildsweave.net. Got lots of cool stuff actually on that website. There's almost too much stuff on that website. I kind of get lost. Also, for those of you that are into the old PvPs, of which none of us are, so we're probably going to go through this rather quickly instead of making ourselves look like idiots. But the Cryoplex, otherwise known as the Tundra Dome, is live on the PTR as of now. So if you are into your PvP, go along and have a look at the lovely new arena that Carbine have created for you. Some people aren't keen on it, saying there aren't enough line of sight issues, but that's the only main criticism I've heard. But I quite like. I've had a look at a video. There's a little video that I've put up on our show notes for people to see, and it's very snowy, with lots of different levels. So you've got like a little arena sort of stand almost at the top with a little tube that goes down underneath it, so you can kind of drop down underneath it, and you've got this little area underneath which has got a lot more line of sight and things like that to kind of play around with. Not being a PvPer, I quite like the look of it. Have either of you had a chance to look at that video?
Yeah.
Kind of see it?
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on it, Jazzy?
I think a thing that they may want to fix, especially in comparison to their other arenas, is it seems like the spawn is a little too far away from like where they kind of come together.
Yeah, there is a long run time on the video, isn't there?
Shorten that up a little bit. Yeah, but I mean, I think I tend to agree. I mean, I've done arenas very, very, very casually. Any PvP I've done has been very casual. But this one, I think I tend to agree as far as, just watching the video, not having actually played the arena yet, that there's not enough, like, line of sight or things to kind of get around. Everybody just kind of runs to one point, or they drop through the hole and then they're just there.
Each other.
Yeah, there's no, like, you can't really do any kind of strategy. It's just like who crits the hardest wins, basically. So
if you're getting hit too hard, just jump down the hole and try and run away.
Pretty much. I mean, they could even just throw like a few more pillars, maybe a couple of those little short walls in on the top and on the bottom. I think that would kind of help make it a little more interesting, a little more diverse. And of course, this again is from a very casual standpoint.
Yes, we don't know what we're talking about, but we're trying to make out like we know what we're talking about.
Trying.
But remember, this is the PTR, so if you're a PvPer or you just fancy seeing what it's like, then hop into the PTR. Have a look and give your feedback as to what you think, because obviously they can change it before it goes live. So if you've got any recommendations, if you think it needs more line of sight, or whatever you think it needs to help it improve, then that's the whole point of the PTR. So go and have a play and let Carbine know, because they can make it awesome for you. So Arena Season 2 is coming up. So this feedback they are seeking from you is gameplay in the Cryoplex Arena, which is 3 versus 3 and 5v5 only, the Season 2 armor sets, and general arena PvP feedback. So this PTR is pretty much all about PvP. So this is for you guys. Go along and do it. And they've said about the Cryoplex, or Tundra Dome, as the Wildstar community knows it as. The Cryoplex is a new PvP arena map for 3 versus 3 and 5 versus 5 modes, set in an icy tundra environment. It provides a much larger battle map than the Slaughter Dome. It also introduces and emphasises the use of vertical game space in PvP arenas. And I think, like we were just saying, it doesn't really utilise that enough, does it? Because it's only got the one tube that drops down below the platform.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like I said, they could put more in there to make it a little more diverse and interesting. And also another thought I just had that might make it kind of fun but could get kind of frustrating is if they actually made the ice a little bit slippery.
That would be cool. That would be
interesting.
Little chewers flapping around.
Or like maybe just like at certain points, like say you do the match for like 3 minutes or 5 minutes, like you know how some maps in I'm gonna compare it to WoW, and I'm sorry, but there's things in WoW where if you go like too long in arenas, it makes it so you can like see stealth so that it can like hurry up and finish matches. So maybe something along those lines, like if you go for like 3 or 5 minutes or something, the ice becomes really slippery for 30 seconds or something, and you have to deal with that.
Great is if there's like if at like certain points, like a giant like snowball could come like thundering down the way and like that'll crush anyone, you know, like kind of like
knock everyone back or something.
Indiana Jones thing, just like giant snowballs that can be like scattered throughout or something.
Apologies to Mini Stabber for the WoW reference.
I'm sorry. It was there. It's viable.
I still play and love WoW, so.
So
too bad for anyone who hates other stuff.
I mean, okay, just on another note with that real quick, all MMOs borrow from each other. They all do it. WoW does it, Wildstar does it, Rift does it, they all do it. So you're going to see concepts that are comparable.
We can't help comparing it sometimes to other MMOs.
Just saying.
Actually, could I actually ask you guys your opinion on this, on going off of what Jazzy was just saying there? This like doesn't have to be like a big long thing by any means. I'm just kind of curious, is that recently the Heart of Thorns expansion for Guild Wars 2 came out, so I've been kind of focused on that because it was just so big thing that happened. But the reason why I'm bringing up is that they don't have mounts, and obviously, and they don't have flying, but what they have brought in is gliding. And I don't know if you guys have tried this gliding in that expansion, but it's freaking amazing because it's like the flying in, say, something like World of Warcraft, but it's fun, and it doesn't have all the negatives that people always complain about the flying in, say, World of Warcraft. So, like, if our like Equivars could like suddenly fly, then you'd have the same issues that WoW has, where people say, "Oh, you can just like fly to the quest." But if you bring in like this gliding thing, which I think all MMOs need to have gliding like this because it is brilliant.
How does it work then? How does it work with gliding? I haven't tried.
It's really cool and fun. I mean, like first off, it just feels good to glide. Like it's kind of like the Super NES game Pilot Wings, if you've ever played them before. This is like way back in the Wayback Machine, but basically the way that it works in Guild Wars 2 is that there's like a little bar, and it's like when you jump off and you basically double click your space bar, so you jump and then you press it again, and your gliders come out, and your little bar just kind of keeps going down as you glide along, and like if you're not careful, then it can completely end, and you'll just fall to your death.
And that might frustrate me. I'd probably be plummeting to my death quite a lot.
But you see, it's like really great because it like adds that kind of strategy while also giving you the sense of flying, and then there's other things that can like boost it up, like there's like air giraffes that can like
so does it work in PvP as well?
I think they've like are thinking about maybe putting into PvP, but they've like already started doing stuff where like you have like limited attacks where you can bomb things when you're like gliding. So it's just like from my experience from actual full flying mounts and to this gliding thing. The gliding thing is really awesome, and I really wish that they could, like, if Wildstar was thinking of any kind of aerial thing.
I don't think they'll ever bring in flying in Wildstar. That's just my opinion.
I was just gonna say it's actually kind of funny. that you bring that up because in beta, that exact concept was brought up in beta for Wildstar.
gliding.
And it's funny that in the same way where, you know, you have a limited duration and you get like boosts that can keep you up, but you can't just like sit idle. Yeah, it was brought up during beta, and I remember that. And it's funny that it went to Guild Wars 2, which obviously we know is still part of the same production company, in that same way that it was brought up in Wildstar's beta. But I think that they've said that they would like to make an alternative method of flying, which still sounds similar to what we're saying.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've completely
Spaceships.
ruled out flying, but I don't think we'll see flying in the classic sense like we're used to in WoW.
But that's one of the things that Blizzard is struggling with at the moment, isn't it? Is the fact that they actually regret bringing in flying because they kind of feel like it's ruined that whole immersion experience that people have. And the fact that Wildstar's brought in the instant transport system makes me think there's not really any point in having flying in Wildstar, is there?
That's it.
Yeah, it's a kind of like the waypoints in like Guild Wars 2, only like not as like much waypoints as they had in Guild Wars 2, which is good for Wildstar to not have like a little thing to transport to like every 10 meters and like, you know, to actually have them spaced out like not every 10 feet. But
they're far enough away and yet near enough that they're like quite nicely spaced out sort of around the zones, aren't they? So
yeah, I just like love, because like this is like my like first instance to try gliding, and the actual world that they created in this expansion is like super vertical, as crazy as vertical. So you do a lot of fascinating like falling and then flapping out your gliders and falling. It's just really strategic. You're still getting a flying sense, but it's not as kind of game-breaking cheating as the kind of like flying we're used to in WoW, where it's like you're just like you can fly anywhere and ever, you can hover and just do. And that kind of thing.
Of course, if you're an explorer in Wildstar, you already have a form of glide.
Oh, right.
With your slow fall.
They like have something like that. Yeah. It's like basically like a more improved slow fall type thing, which is just really fun. It's just it's just a fun idea, and you can augment your gliders to have like bat wings or feather wings and stuff like that.
Oh, no, that's cool. I like that.
Like
I like that. My stalker would have bat wings for sure.
Yeah, so something like that in Wildstar, I love that. It's like not flying mounts, but something like that, especially on our mount, so that if we're like Equivars, we just leap off a cliff and like they can just glide around.
All I'm thinking now is creating a Batfink character. It's an Arin that looks like a bat, and then it has wings. And then you've got Batfink.
Totally.
I take it you did. It was an American cartoon, wasn't it? You must have had it out there. Batfink. Do you know Batfink? Your bullets cannot harm me. My wings are of a shield of steel. No, no, just me.
Just
please,
please say our listeners know what Batfink is. Was he English? Maybe he was English.
I've heard of it.
I'm trying to remember what accent
I've never even heard of it.
You've never heard of Batfink? Oh my word! I'm gonna have to I'll get an image up.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing Duck. No, yeah, and
was he like a human, or was he an actual
He was a bat. No, he was a bat. Okay. I'm putting up. I'm doing a screen region for those on YouTube. Those listening on the podcast will have to Google Batfink. He was one of my childhood heroes. There you are.
I've got a pretty extensive.
He looks like Mighty Mouse with wings.
He is kind of. He was a bat though.
That's what he looks like. I just googled it. He looks like Mighty Mouse with wings.
He had this amazing catchphrase, which was, "Your bullets cannot harm me. My wings are like a shield of steel." And he'd put his wings across him. He was awesome. Batfink.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to make an hour in Batfink. That's what I'm going to do. When they bring gliding to Wildstar.
Actually, Dre.
60s.
You know, Dre, just a tiny little side to that is I discovered on, I think it was posted on Halloween, that they've actually discovered a new species of bat.
Have
and
they?
It's somewhere in like the Singapore area, and the sad thing is that it was discovered in 2014, but because of humans being dicks and destroying everything, its habitat may be destroyed, so it may actually go extinct soon. But it's
so you just discovered it and then it's going to die out. That's sad.
Possibly, yeah. But it's really crazy. Like this thing would actually fit into Wildstar perfectly, because like, they have a close up
nicely
picture
brought back.
of its face. Yeah, because they have like I've only seen the picture of its head, but it's like basically evolved to eat really hard-shelled insects. So it has these massive, like, freaking jaws, claw, like canines, like 6 canines sticking out of this long muzzle, these little like eyes. And of course, the actual bat is probably like this big, but its mouth looks like it's like this, like demon bat. It's just got like 6 canines, like
So
like
now-
the muzzle's like that big.
Now we want a
It's
bat
really
race in Wildstar. Is that what you're saying?
Oh man,
Then
that'd
I
be
can have
fantastic.
Batthink as well.
Gliding, yeah, and you could glide.
That's it.
Oh, that'd be brilliant, man.
So talking about bat races, well, they're not bats, they're lizards. The lizard races. We are now going to finish. We did have a bit of a gap for Shade's Eve. We're going to conclude our Conquest of the Draken lore. Conquest of the Draken Part 3 is coming up. Achosaurus, this is your lore segment, really. It's all about the Draken guys, your lizard friends.
Yeah,
Here it
they
is.
are awesome.
Conquest of the Draken, Part 3. The fight was terrible to behold. No duel before or since was fiercer or more brutal. Their blades wove a deadly dart too fast for the eye to follow. Soon, the bodies of both combatants were streaming with blood. Many times over did those who watched believe the contest done, and were many times over proven wrong. As long as they lived, none forgot a moment. By the close of the 10th hour, both combatants were bleeding from dozens of wounds and barely able to stand. During the final exchange, a thunderous strike by Asrion shatters Zeur's blade. Asrion wrenched Zeur's horn from his skull with a deafening crack that was still reverberating across the caldera when he plunged it into the clan lord's chest. Zeur crumpled to his knees. His expression remained astonished when Asrion hacked off his head, displayed it before the now silent throng, and flung it into their midst. In expanding, concentric rings the Draken knelt. Asrion's voice rang out across the obsidian slopes. Draken of Mikros, welcome to the Dominion. Okay, so that was the lore segment, and now we're moving on to community news. We haven't got a bumper for community news yet. We need to do that, really. I'll get that sorted. Don't you worry. So we had the Jack Shades House of Haunts contest winners announced on the live stream with Tiz Cadium and who else was there, Jazzy?
Johnny Ray.
Tony Ray. The Tony Ray came from behind the camera, back in front of the camera, just for our viewing pleasure. And we have missed him being in front of the camera. I've missed him being in front of the camera. He's going back behind the camera, he said, which is a shame.
Aww.
But he announced the Jack Shades House of Haunts contest winners. I haven't seen the live stream up on YouTube yet. I looked the other day just to check and it still wasn't up. I'm not quite sure what's up with that, but it's still on Twitch. If you want to go and have a look at Twitch on the Wildstar Twitch channel, you can go and see the winners. They went through and had a look at the main winners live on the stream. But for those of you that didn't see it, and you might still be able to hop in and see these houses if you are on if you are on the right thingy. What's the word? Server. That's
Servers?
it. Server. This is this thing coming back to me now. The tiredness, the lack of sleep, it's starting to kick in. I did say I need to start re-energising myself for the end of the podcast before my voice goes completely. So the North American, excuse me, winners. Third place went to Miss Diagnosis, who won 3 months of Wildstar signature and an Equivar Midnight mount, who created a sort of very dark house, haunted house theme with some rouse dowers. Very dark looking rouse
They built
dowers.
a nice custom house.
A very nice custom house.
Look at those screenshots. Some work went into that.
A lot of work went into that house. Well, it kind of looks cathedral-like, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Cathedral-like, lots of green. Second place went to Larata, who got 6 months Wildstar signature and an Equivar Midnight mount, and again another custom house.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time, because some of these houses have been built for like months and months, whereas these guys have only had like a week. That's what's scary.
Some people
about
can just pump that stuff out. It's crazy.
And the lightning hitting the top, which is a nice effect. We'll talk about the lightning earlier. Nice little wooded area with a stream as well, with little evil trees. And first place on the North American servers went to Flux Paradox, who got 1 year of Wildstar signature and an Equivar Midnight mount. And this was, I think it won because of the quirky factor, didn't it?
It was creative, I will say. That is definitely interesting.
It had a little haunted tree house on a haunted tree, which is rather cool. And the best picture, the screenshot, is kind of a picture with a moon behind it, and I think it's an Aaron, isn't it, sitting on top of this little kind of horn, a little curly horn, which was.
Do you know what this is?
It was made out of the
No, wait, it's a movie reference.
No, go ahead. Go on. I'm terrible with movie references.
Really?
Yeah.
It's Nightmare Before Christmas. That's what this
Oh,
whole thing
yes.
is. It's themed after Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, nice.
See, that completely
Yeah.
went over my head. Completely. I can see it now. That's why it's all kind of wonky. Now, I have seen that movie. That's one of the movies I have seen.
And that's why I said it was definitely creative and a cool, like, tie-in.
It's suddenly become even more cool to me now, seeing that.
Yeah.
It's clever how people can come up with an idea and then run with it.
It's really cool that they made, like, the exact little mountain, too. I'm like, dang.
Oh, now that has
awesome.
gone up in my estimation now as well. That's really cool. And for those of you that maybe haven't got time to look at the stream to see these, you can see the screenshots that was sent out to win this competition on the Wildstar main website. If you go onto wildstar-online.com, it's on the main page. It's got the contest winners. Just a little link to click on there. But Europe, of course, we can't forget the Europeans over here on my side of the pond. Third place went to Kel Moore, who got 3 months of Wildstar signature and Equivar mount for a kind of creepy, evil forest. Very atmospheric.
Mm-hmm.
This one was. Lots of eerie trees and things. Second place went to Lilith Blackblood, who got 6 months of Wildstar signature and an Equivar Midnight mount. Again,
Another custom house.
another custom house. With
That
lots
one's
of
really good, too. I really like
cobwebs
that.
and little spider egg sacs, which would have freaked me out. And the candles float in the air, which was a nice touch. I wish I'd have come up with something like that. Very cool. And first place went to Wilson Rose. Got 1 year of Wildstar signature and the Equivar Midnight mount. How would you explain this one? Oh, it was the screenshots. It almost looked like it was in game rather than in the housing plots.
Mm-hmm.
That was the amazing. It looked like a dev had created it.
Yeah,
Kind
it
of
looks really nice.
Graveyard and the
Looks like a horror movie.
dead
They use
trees,
that
yeah,
sepia filter, and it looks really cool.
and the angel up on the pillar.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, 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 very cool. It's the in fact, I'll get this up on the screen region. I should have done a screen region really for all of this for the YouTubers. But this the third image, or the second image up on the website, which is I don't know how he managed to find this one shot. He must have spent hours looking for this shot. But it's got like the Grim Reaper on the left-hand side, like a statue, some graves along the bottom, and then just in the background, in the distance, you've got the angel on top of the pillar, and kind of a mist. Very, very, very clever. And a worthy winner. So congratulations to all of the winners of the Jack Shades House of Haunts contest. And people are already asking for a Christmas contest. I think people are trying to find out whether they're going to do one so they can start planning it now. So they're already asking on the forums. Is it going to happen? Do you think they'll do another one? I don't see why not. I don't see why not at all.
Yeah.
Of
Sure
course, we've got another Geeks of Nexus contest coming up soon. Which was sponsored by Minnie Stabber. She's giving us the money for the prizes. Don't know what we're going to do yet, but we said a couple of months, so it's about now. So watch this space, and we'll see what we're going to do. Trying to come up with something original, that's the thing. That's the trouble. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So that's that. That was the Jack Shades House of Haunts competition. Also, for those of you that missed it, it's a little bit old now because we didn't do a show last week, but I still wanted to mention it. Strange Tales from Outer Space and Wildstar did a megacast a couple of weeks ago, which was rather cool. Did either of you catch that?
No.
You need to go and have a look.
What was the name of them again?
Strange Tales from Outer Space and Wildcast. They're the other Wildstar podcasts. They did a megacast. It's up on YouTube. You can find it on Q Times. I imagine it's on Mog Nation as well. Strange Tales from Outer Space had another episode since then because they're a weekly podcast too.
And I'm a part of Mog Nation, and I'm horrible.
She's cheating on Mog Nation with Epic Geeks while she's doing this podcast.
No, because I do my own Wildstar show, but they have one already. But I do an Overwatch show with Mog Nation, so see, I'm okay.
It's all fine. It's all sharing the love across networks. It's not a problem. It's all right. None of us get paid, so it doesn't matter.
I just need to not be horrible and keep up, with my fellow community members.
Exactly. And that's why we like to give shout-outs on the podcast, because we're all one big happy family and we all love each other.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Friendly rivalry. It's all good. So yeah, that was fun to watch the 5 of them battling it out. And also, The Hollow Show, episode 4. Slingers everywhere. It's TJ's got another episode up at The Hollow Show featuring, you guessed it, spell slingers. Characters in this episode is Avia Boo, Mystic Gamer, Moist Delicious, that's a good name, Seely Tricks, and Val Hex. And if those of you that haven't seen this yet, The Hollow Show basically shows you people's costumes, like interesting costumes, and they go through the pieces that you need to get that costume and what dyes and things have been used. So if you're into your costume creating collection, it's quite a good show to watch, and you can find it on Wildstar Core. So go and watch that. The Hollow Show. It's a very, very good programme actually. I don't know if either of you have seen it. But
not yet.
If you're into your costumes, you need to go and catch up with that one. It's rather cool. And I know that Jazzy's got something to say on this one. I did pick this up on Reddit. Someone was asking on Reddit how to make money in Wildstar because they didn't have any money to do anything. So someone posted quite an interesting reply, and Jazzy has her own comments on this. So it comes from the forums. Malmskeg, I'm going to say, is what this person's name is. Has put, where shall I be spending all my days after school farming the G's? Playing on EU Jabbit 2. Good choice, over in the EU, another EU member. And at this moment, I don't even have enough gold for my repairs after dumb dungeon parties. Help, with an A, and a smiley face. I would have put a sad face after that. Get a bit more sympathy.
They're just a cheery person.
Get a bit more sympathy from people. So Berax posted quite an interesting reply, and very useful reply, I think. He basically said, don't try and earn money from trade skills because you'll waste time for nothing. Never try to earn money on contracts, quests, daily quests or dungeons. You will earn nothing. Minimal profit. Never try to earn money on farming, cooking, ingredients, flowers. You will never earn money. What you should do to maximise profit is, we've got several things on here. Number 1, use all available ways to maximise your gold drops. Signature, buy cred for 15 plat on debit too. So yeah, if you don't want to pay real money, you can buy it through cred, which is about 30. Although if you haven't got any money, you probably won't have that to start with. But you can work your way up to this. Flask of Greed from your guild, which gives you 10% extra gold drops. Guild perk for passive money drop is increased by 10%. 2-step verification, which gives you another 5%. Elder Gem Cap. It depends on experience, not percentage, but it is a lot extra. And if you want to have or buy the Flask of Greed, you can get another 25% increase from the shop. If you combine all of that, you can have about 30% plus bonus money from all sources. And then he goes on to say what you should do with that extra percentage. So he's also playing on Debit EU, and I suppose things might be slightly different over on the NA, I don't know. But he says his way, he's earning about 5 to 20 plat per day. And he does that by doing random battlegrounds with Flask, Elder Gem Caps and Guild perks. You can get 60 gold for a loss and 1 plat for a win. Takes about 5 to 20 minutes per one random battleground. So that's 3 to 4 BGs in an hour, 2 to 4 plat per hour. He then goes on to say that veteran expeditions recommended with at least 80 plus item level, or at least 70 with full rune sets and all items, all rune slots unlocked. Run only Infestation, the Infestation veteran expedition with max T8 AoE spells. Should take you 7 to 10 minutes per run for gold medal. You have to do all the objectives, and he reckons you can get about 50 gold in 10 minutes, which is 3 plat per hour.
Wow.
Doing that way.
Nice.
He also goes on to say CM trading. Place buy orders on items that are selling, like level 50 cloth leathers, and then sell them on sell orders for more than you bought them. So that's playing the commodity exchange on that one. Profit is not stable, but it's about 1 to 10 plat per day passive. You don't have to do anything. So basically you just buy things that people want cheaply and sell them for more money. So Jazzy, go ahead and let rip, because I know you have a lot to say about this.
So right off the bat, I disagree with all 3 of his points of never do this. Especially in a game like Wildstar, where it's really hard to make big chunks of platinum all at once. Little things add up. So completely ignoring things that make you money are not a good idea.
Just because it's a small profit doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth it, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Trade skills, I would say, I see kind of where he's coming from. I would say don't completely ignore those. They're kind of hit and miss.
The stuff people want for raiding, for example. Sell.
Especially now. And you have to kind of be almost a market predictor when you're trying to make money in an MMO like this. You know, when you have things like patches or, you know, new content coming out, expansions, you know, and it gets to that point, people are going to want to buy, you know, new armor, new weapons, new things like that. So trade skills are kind of hit and miss because they don't work all the time, but I wouldn't say ignore them completely. One that is a good, decent moneymaker pretty consistently is technologist. Because, you know, people are raiding, they need flasks, they need, you know, all that stuff. And so that's a pretty good one I've seen to make money. I make okay money on my outfitter and also my weaponsmith. So those are 2 that are not bad. Also with farming mats, you know, the minerals, lost my train of thought there. Apparently I'm getting tired now. The minerals, the wood, the plants, all that. I would say if you're going to do it, you really need to do it. Just farming on your housing plot, no, that'll never make you any money.
You should go into the world and do it properly.
Yeah. Either join a circle or go out and farm. And it's more about, you know, quantity at that point. You need to have a lot. But it really doesn't take much, especially if you join a circle. There's plenty of mining circles on our server. And then you have Will You Be My Neighbor, which has just been fixed. That's back again. So people can use that. Very helpful add-on for circles and housing plots. So that's really good. Contracts, quests, dailies, and dungeons all are good ways to make money.
And if you're going to do it anyway, you need to do it anyway, don't you, to progress your character. So you might as well do it.
Isn't that kind of like an almost like
it's like a
golden rule with like MMOs that's like if you want to make like not necessarily all the money in the world, but if you want to make money, then yeah, do your dailies. It's like eating your vegetables. I just keep doing.
Plus, it's going to get a bit boring if you just run infestation over and over again to get you 40 gold per run.
I mean, back when I was, under the old attunement system, when I was grinding out the rep for Dominion, when I was finishing that, and I was just doing Crimson Badlands and Northern Waste, I did them every day of the week and did both of them. I was earning 5 to 6 platinum just from the gold gain from just those 2, and now there's like 3 or 4 more. I mean, again, I know people don't want to just like farm their face off, but those will make you gold or platinum. It'll make you money over time, and it adds up. So the one thing I will say that he probably did get right is cooking, because that's another one that's very hit or miss. Like, the mats tend to sell for high amounts, but they take a long time to sell too. So, because cooking is horrible and grindy, and no one levels it.
There's one person at the moment cooking and making a lot of money selling what he makes to raisers.
Because I don't have the patience.
Nobody else wants to even go there.
And this is coming from someone who has every profession on one of my characters. I still don't have cooking maxed on anyone. So, but yeah, I mean, all the other things he talked about, having signature service, the flasks, 2-step, Elder Gem, all of that, they're all good things. And expeditions themselves, great ways to make gold. Great, awesome, because not only are you getting the actual gold drops, but you're getting other items that drop. And
decor items you can get, and things that you can sell.
Exactly. You've got decor, you've got gear, you've got dyes that drop occasionally. I mean, you get ones that are soulbound from the bags, but you also get ones that drop just in there, world drops. And I mean, you could either vendor those things or you can salvage them to make other things. Runes are doing really well right now. So, on my server, I guess when I say all this, I should say I'm playing on Entity. So, on my server, runes are doing very well. I just cleaned out my bank and sold 15 runes that I had just sitting there that were going for like 9 platinum each, and I had no idea.
Wow, 9 platinum. They're not going for that in Jabbit.
But I mean, it's just things like that, and I mean, it all adds up. You have to look at Wildstar. It's right now where the economy is, it's about the small gains. You can't just ignore things. But yeah, the expeditions, battlegrounds, if you like it, you can do that. Like I said, I do all those other things because I like the variety. I can only grind so much. Like, I'll do infestation, I'll maybe do 2 or 3 runs 2 or 3 days a week, and then I get bored.
Yeah,
I'm like, whatever.
It's not one you can keep going. It's a nice quick expedition, but it's not. It would get boring very quickly if you were just doing that. I mean, if you just want to go out and make money, then fine. If you want to enjoy the game, then it's going to get a little bit much. But at least it's there as an option to make money, because some people might not even thought about running expeditions to go and do that. So it's an option to go and make some quick money if you want to. Because the thing is, it's like any other MMO. You can run around for ages going, how do I make money in this game? And people always automatically go to the auction house and things like that. It's not always necessarily the easiest way to make money. So it's nice to have these little tips.
One other thing I will say about him talking about flipping, that's a classic thing. Not everybody likes doing that. That's something that I really enjoy. Personally, I like doing the whole market prediction and flipping and all that. There's a few add-ons that if people really want to get into the auction house and the commodities exchange that I would recommend. One is auction stats. It's a thing that scans the auction house, and it'll put a little tooltip every time something drops. It'll tell you what you saw it selling for the last time it was on the auction house, so you can know if something is valuable or if you should keep it or get rid of it and sell it.
Is that a bit like Auctioneer on the MMO that should not be named?
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
That's pretty much exactly what it is. And then on the other side, there's one called Commodity Stats for the commodities exchange. And then another one is Easy Auction, because that just makes listing auctions so much easier. It plugs in automatically for you 10%, or you could set the percentage. I have mine at 10% less than the lowest buyout and bid, and it does it automatically, so you don't have to plug anything in because their number system is wonky. I hate the auction house interface. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you on that one. So I take it we can get those from Curse.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
So go and search on Curse for those. Excellent. See, I've learnt a lot already this podcast. I'm going to be so rich next week. Everyone's going to be so... Because I have noticed with free to play, the prices have dropped for a lot of things because you've got so many extra people. Like the cred, for example, before free to play, you could earn about, if you bought the cred on the shop for £11.99, it is over here, I don't know what it is over in the NA, but
$20.
you'd get about 30 plat. Now it's dropped right down to half that. It's 15 plat. 13, 14, 15
Well,
plat.
I think the other thing too that kind of hurt cred, at least here, is the box promotion.
Yeah.
Where I can go spend $5 and get 30 days of signature and a mount that I could sell for actually a decent amount. So
No one needs to buy the cred because they've already got their subscription for the next year if they want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these things. See, the economy is a very fragile economy, isn't it? So we're now on to the tweets of the week, and here is our Twitter sounder.
Hey, you've reached Geeks of Nexus. Unfortunately, Twitter's carrier pigeons were lost at Alicia's Sea or something, so, leave a message after the tone. Bye.
So, this week's tweets of the week, we got two lots of tweets of the week, actually. And there's some from some of our favourite listeners, and they have given us some specific tweets this week for our two new co-hosts, which I found quite funny. It took me a while to work out what Scrappy Jack in particular was going on about, and then I suddenly twigged. So the first tweet from Scrappy Jack on #AskGon was, at Geeks of Nexus, why a chewer so fun to kill? ?
I'm leaving.
Mic drop. I'm out of here. Flip
Probably for the same reason that Orin are so fun to kill.
True.
Oh.
Yeah, true.
They're fluffy and cute. Also, chewer. Kind of.
I don't like Orin.
So what is the answer to this question? Why are they so fun? To be fair, they have a great death animation.
They have the best animations of everything. Let's be honest.
They're just so dramatic. They're gonna clutch their chest. They fall to the floor. That's my reason why they're fun to kill. Scrappy Jack, why do you think Chura are so fun to kill? That's the question.
I think it's because they're kind of like rodents in a way, and killing vermin is kind of like, yes, evil furry little things must die.
You're very lucky.
think
You're a long way away from Jazzy right now.
I think people don't like that they're fun and they're very just out there and energetic and just happy with everything, and they have to knock them down. That's what they want. They're mean people. That's why.
Mean people.
Oh, I'm like totally on like Team Chua, but it's just like, yeah, it's probably fun to kill them. I've rarely actually, because it's kind of like, but they're so wonderfully evil, space mogwai. They're just like,
Well, Akka.
space mogwai.
Scrappy had a question for you as well.
Cool.
So a couple of months ago, he sent us a question on #AskYou, and he's very good at sending these interesting questions. So he said, I would like to revisit a previous question. What happens when you cut a Draken's tail?
Oh, so it's kind of like he's like wondering if they're like an iguana. Like
I think he was aiming it at you
bat.
because you're the Draken lover. You see?
Yeah.
With
Oh
the
yeah.
tails.
Well, it's like funny because like whenever a Draken mounts something, their tails do disappear. So
Really got detachable tails.
which I think is like probably like the same with the Orin too, which I always found kind of funny. It's like, oh, their tails just vanish, because I was like kind of wondering that at first, like way back. I was like, so I wonder if the tail is just gonna like hang to the side on the mount, which is what they do sometimes do in other MMOs. But like they're just like, no, I'm just gonna make the tail
Just
vanish.
detach themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, just like vanish and disappear into like the invisible vault that all these video game characters have right beside them. But yes.
I often, when we had this question before, I'm pretty sure I wondered whether they were like geckos. Where the tail comes off and it just grows back as a little stump.
Yeah. Well, and like with like geckos, like the like tail will actually like flop around when it's like detached to keep like the predator's attention. Like they've actually done things where they just will like make a gecko do that. They'll just like pinch the little tail and like the thing will come off, and the thing like literally goes ding, 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 like bounces around like crazy. I don't see the Draken doing that. Like, honestly, from an honest lore perspective, if I want to honestly scientifically take a look at
Here
this,
we go. Yes, scientifically look at this. No, why not?
I do. Those adaptations are for animals that have evolved and been prey animals, so like iguanas, geckos. The Draken on Mikros, I don't think they are in any way prey animals for most of their history. They definitely don't seem to be a very preyish animal. And I mean, like humans are very predatory, but most of our evolutionary history, we were prey. But like the Draken is like, you know, more so on that because they're
the hunter, not the hunted.
Yeah, they're like a intelligent. If an intelligent race were to evolve from cats, because cats are like top predators, then that's similar to the Draken. So I do not think like they have beautiful, awesome long tails, but I do not think they would evolve them to detach like that. And, you know, fascinating thing too. Another quick little scientific thing, because I'm such a paleo nerd, is that we've actually discovered that dinosaur tails. Actually, they weren't just there to balance the body and to look nice. Like those tails actually have massive leg muscles in the tail that attaches to the leg, which means that those dinosaurs with tails were even faster than what they would seem to be if we just previously we previously would have thought that the leg muscles was just like attached to the hips, like as in us and cats or whatever, but the tail has massive muscles connecting to the thigh itself.
So they used to sit on their tail. That's what you're saying.
For super speed. Well, I'm like basically saying that the Draken in particular would be able to run much faster and efficiently than any other race.
See, I think it'd be like an honor thing. I think if a Draken lost its tail, it would lose its honor, and it'd probably have to, you know, take its own life.
Yeah,
we've never seen anything like that, have we? Like a Draken with a stumpy tail.
No, exactly. I think it's one of those things where they'd have to go off in shame into the distance and never come back to the tribe.
We should ask Pappy about this. We might need to forward this question to Pappy and see what he says.
It's a good idea.
Well, yeah, because
linked into it.
Yeah, because like that kind of thing to have their tails detached is definitely something that like a prey animal would do, and the Draken I don't think would ever evolve that in their tails. So their tails, despite game-wise how they disappear when they're on anything that they ride, I think it's firmly attached to their butts. And I don't
think Scrappy expected such a scientific answer to that question. I think we surprised him.
I'm a paleo dork, so
we had one more question from Shotgun Tanks, who said #AskGon. Do any of you guys use the Razer Naga mouse? If not, why do you hate happiness? There you are. Jazzy's showing her mouse to the camera.
Ooh, wow.
Yes, I do.
How do you find it with Wildstar?
Oh my gosh, I love this mouse. I use it for everything. It's like the only mouse you should use if you play an MMO. Like, seriously, they're great.
Mini Stabber's gonna hate me when I put up. You two can't see this yet. I have the World of Warcraft Cataclysm mouse.
Oh. See, my husband had one of those, but it didn't last very long.
Oh no, mine's still going. I've had this for since Cataclysm came out.
That's crazy.
A long time. It's still going. It's a little bit worn out. I probably need to start getting new, but I like it because it's quite. I like a large mouse. I don't like them to be too small. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's my Steel series.
Steel series.
I don't know.
Not lucky.
I don't know if I should even show my mouse. It's so pathetic.
Are we about to flame you?
Oh, it is. Yeah, sure. Here, see, it's about as pathetic and cheap as you can find. That's
it's
my
HP.
incredible mouse.
It's HP.
It has a whole two buttons and one scroll. Oh, and a red light.
I like my mouse.
I'm very poor
because it fits my hand. Like, it fits my hand perfectly.
Well, and see, that's the cool thing about these is that I can take the side off and actually change it to different form factors.
That's cool.
On the Naga. And what I was going to say, mine's the 2012 one. I don't like the newer ones, but I've had this one since 2012. So, because the newer ones, where I guess, not everybody can see it, but on the side of it, it's flat, and on the newer ones, the buttons kind of have like a divot in them, and I don't really care for that, so I hope this one lasts a long time.
Oh, would like to say, though, on that note, that I also use the Logitech G13 for my left hand. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's like a mini keyboard with a joystick and a little pad.
Had that. The
I ha-
razor of that.
I have no idea how I played MMOs before I had that. It's the most amazing invention since sliced bread. Fits my hand perfectly, got all my buttons there for my hand, and the joystick is just awesome. So that's what I play with.
So I guess I am the only cool one in that question.
You are.
Yeah.
You are
also
very top cool
Razer
with that.
keyboard too.
Oh, I have a. See, I'm all mixed over. I have a Skilla Pro keyboard. It's blue. It's blue. For those of you on YouTube.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I
Lots
need
of
to,
macro
I need
buttons
to
on that
badly
baby.
update mine very much. So, I think it's like a very because like I'm like not typically very guyish in a lot of things, but I think in this regard, this is my very guyish thing of like not updating things. It's like you've been using that for 10 years. Oh, really?
But it
Oh,
works.
yeah,
It
I
works.
guess I
I'm
should
not going to spend money if
update
it works.
Yeah, it's just like I just keep using it. It's like, oh, you can get mouses with extra buttons and crap. Oh,
We're just complete gaming geeks, aren't we, Jazzy? That's the thing.
I'm super into my gaming hardware.
So,
I love
yeah.
all of it.
I'm actually thinking, I don't know, I had this thought for the last couple of days. I've got my Xbox One and my 360 back there, because I'm a bit of an Xbox fangirl. But
behind.
because they're going to be allowing the 360 games to be played on the Xbox One, I'm now thinking, I don't really need my 360. So now I'm thinking, well, you know, could they get rid of the 360 and then just get a PS4? Everything. I don't need a PS4, but, you know...
We've got both as well, a PS4 and an Xbox One.
It might be something that has to be done, so I'm going to be even more skint. But there you are. That's why I have no money. I just spend it all. But you can't take it with
We're
you,
gamers.
can you?
We're
You can't
always
take it with you.
broke.
Exactly. This is the thing.
I'm such a
passion.
huge fan of Killer Instinct. That's why I want an Xbox One.
Yeah.
I love Killer. Well, actually, no. It's kind of funny is that my reasonings for wanting an Xbox One, although it's like always way too expensive for me, was that everybody was complaining about the Kinect and the advanced connecting, the voice commands. But with my eye diseases and vision problems, that's going to continue to get worse. It's like I was like, wow, that's perfect for me.
I love my Kinect.
commands.
Oh, yeah.
My Kinect
I love
works.
it. Yeah.
Whereas like so many gamers that I saw on YouTube were like, I hate this. This is stupid. This is retarded. It's
I
like,
talk
yeah,
to
but
it and
if
it
you're
does what I
visually
say.
impaired-
I just go
Yeah.
Xbox launch and it does stuff. Or, like,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
awesome.
I think that's cool. I think it's really cool.
I do that with my computer now, too.
Anyway, before we get moaned at for being a gaming podcast and not a Wildstar podcast,
We
do play other things.
we're gonna finish there. So that has been Geeks of Nexus episode number 23. Thank you for listening. Have either of you got anything to say before we finish the podcast?
Apologies for coming in late.
You made it, that's the main thing. And I'm sorry for being ill last week. I'm still a little bit hoarse. But, yeah.
How
I'm
dare
the
you
only
get
one
ill.
who's not a slacker at this
Full
moment.
steam
So
ahead. Yes. Jazzy
gonna be all prideful.
was all ready last week, and she's here on time today. So just me and Akka that have got to apologise. It's fine.
And
right.
and apparently Jazzy has her fantastic immune systems. And
Yeah. Yeah. She's been working hard on the website though. She needs extra sleep tonight. I've told her she needs to have a bath, get some candles out, and go to bed nice and early. It's me looking after her, my lovely co-host. So that's it. We've been Geeks of Nexus. You can find out more about this and other Geeks of Nexus. No, Epic Geeks podcasts on the Epic Geeks website, which is epicgeeks.co.uk. You can email us, geeksofnexus@gmail.com, and you can find us on Twitter @Geeks of Nexus. And don't forget to send us your questions, whether they're serious or slightly odd, as you found out just now. Just hashtag AskGON and we will find them. Where can we find you, Jazzy?
find me on Twitter @Jazzy_gaming.
And Akasaurus.
Twitter and YouTube at Akasaurus Rex.
And you can find me on Twitter @Drakas. And find this podcast on the Epic Geeks YouTube channel if you so wish and you want to see our lovely faces on the webcams. Just go to Official Epic Geeks on YouTube. And that's it. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Jazzy's got no gummy bears to wave at the camera today. It's sad.
This podcast is part of the Epic Geeks Network. To find out more about our other gaming podcasts, head to epicgeeks.co.uk.